Chapter 3, Part F. ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਰੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਦੋ ਨਾ ਦੋਸਤ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਰਾਜੂ ਤੇ ਬਿੰਦਰ। ਤੇ ਰਾਜੂ ਬਿੰਦਰ ਨੂੰ ਬਿੰਦਰ ਦੇ ਘਰ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਬੜਾ ਭਾਵਕ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾ ਬੜੀ ਹਮਦਰਦੀ, ਬਾਹਲੀ ਹਮਦਰਦੀ ਜਤਾਉਣ ਲੱਗਾ। ਤੇ ਬਿੰਦਰ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਾਹਲੀ ਹਮਦਰਦੀ ਜਤਾਉਣ ਲੱਗਾ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੱਟ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਅੱਗੋਂ ਰਾਜੂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਬੜੇ ਸੱਟ ਲੱਗੀ ਨਹੀਂ, ਲੱਗਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਏਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਵਾਈਫ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਵਾਈਫ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗੱਡੀ ਚੜ੍ਹ ਗਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਬਾਕੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਵਾਂਗੂ ਸੋਗ ਮਨਾਓਗੇ। ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਬੜਾ ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਆਹ ਭਾਲੇ ਮਾਨਸ ਮਨਾਵਾਂਗਾ। ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਅੱਛਾ, ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਬਰ ਦੇ ਰੋਜ਼ ਜਾਓਗੇ। ਸੋਚਣ ਤੇ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਜੂ ਜਾਊਂਗਾ ਬਸ਼ਰਤੇ ਜੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਿਊਨਰਲ ਹਾਲ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਬਰ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕਬਰਸਤਾਨ ਕੰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਰਸਤੇ 'ਚ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ, ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਕੰਮ ਤੇ ਜਾਵਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਰਸਤੇ 'ਚ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੋਵੇ। ਸੋ ਬਾਏ ਮੀ ਪਲਾਟ there. So we go to the question about joint tenancy. Question number 5. Mary and John own a piece of real property as joint tenants. Which of the following is true? Number 1. Mary could sever the joint tenancy without John's knowledge. It means Mary could break the joint tenancy without John's knowledge. That's true. In joint tenancy, you can give your share to somebody else without the other partner's knowledge. You can do that. And number 2, Mary and John each have undivided interest. That's also true. Third, Mary and John each have a right of survivorship. That's also true. It's number 4. All of the above. Answer is. And then we go to 6. The fact that a joint tenancy interest does not pass to a personal representative on death is referred to. So basically once you die, it doesn't go to somebody else. It goes to your spouse or the other owner. And what do we call that? The right of survivorship. Its answer is number 3rd. And then we go to question number 18 from there. So 18 is Bert and Ernie owned as joint tenants a revenue producing property which was leased to Oscar. Ernie died leaving a will. So you can't give through a will in joint tenancy, which gave his interest in the property to Grover. Grover is now demanding one half of the rent paid by Oscar. Bert refused this request. Analyze the following statement. So find which statements are true. So you cannot give your share through a will. So basically Bert can't leave something for Grover. So the answer A, the property was held in joint tenancy and therefore Bert the survivor owned the entire estate after Ernie's death. That's true. Because one die, other become the sole owner. B, Ernie served the joint tenancy by bequeathing, mean by writing a will, his interest in the property to Grover. Therefore Grover is entitled to one half. No, Grover has no interest because you cannot write through a will. So that's false. C, Bert and Grover now own the revenue producing property as tenant in common. That's false. Only Bert own. D, Bert and Grover now own the revenue producing property as joint tenant. That's also false because Grover can't own. E, Grover cannot have any interest in the property. That's true because there was no interest in the property that could be disposed of by way of Ernie's will. You cannot give through a will. So E is true. So A and E are true. It's number 3. And then we go to the question number from there. 19. We go to question number 19. Which of the following statement is false? Number 1. Where a husband and wife own property in joint tenancy and one of them die, the other becomes the owner of the whole interest. That's true. Where a joint tenant transfers his interest to a third party, the third party becomes a tenant in common with the original joint tenant. That's true. For example, you and your wife own the property and you transfer your share 50% to somebody else. Now it's no longer a joint tenancy. So the other party becomes a tenant in common with you because you have broken the unity of title. So third, where a husband and a wife own property as tenant in common, and one of them die, the other become the owner of the whole interest. False. We're talking about a tenant in common. In tenant in common, it doesn't happen. You have only one unity of possession. So circle tenant in common. It should be joint tenancy there. So that's why it's false. Number 4, a joint tenancy becomes a tenancy in common upon severance, upon breaking. So basically, once you break the joint tenancy, it becomes a tenancy in common. That's true. So answer is third. Then we go to the question number 20th. Which one of the following situations are consistent with the existence of a joint tenancy? So basically, find a true statement. A. Bert and Ernest are co-owner of Whitaker. The front half of the property is Bert and the back half is owned by Ernest. That's false. John and Anna are co-owner of Greenacre. The document transferring the property to them doesn't expressly state. It means does not clearly mention how they hold the property to or what interest each owns. So the document doesn't explain clearly. So that's why it's false. It should explain what type of estate it is. C. Paul, a co-owner of Blackacre together with Peggy, transferred his interest in the property to his children and registered the transfer in the land title office. Paul's children are not co-owner. Note makes it false because he transferred his share to children. Now the children are tenant in common. So note makes it false. Co-owner together with the Peggy. They are co-owner with Peggy now actually. D. Herman was the co-owner of Blue Acre. When Herman died, the surviving co-owner, Blue Acre, automatically become its only co-owner. That's true. So one die, other becomes automatically the sole owner. So only D is true. So number 1 is the answer. And that's it. That's it for this part.